Yeah.
How close do you have to be to this?
I think the level's like 8 ounce.
All right, okay. So, what exactly do you want me to say?
Just say who you are and just say you're listening to the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. Whatever you want, mate.
The Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. And my name's Norman Lovett. I don't drink, honestly. I'm not drunk or anything. I'm just giggling at this and where we are. Because we're in a foyer of the Floral Pavilion in the Wirral. And people are looking at us, wondering what we're doing. Nearly Dan. Is that Steely Dan? Steel-Eyed Dan?
I think it's
Nearly Dan. Yeah. Nick Harp. Oh, I've got to go to one of these things. And there's one tonight of the Carpenters, you say?
No idea.
Yeah, I mean, no, come on, no one's going to pull her voice off. They're going to get that Karen Carpenter's voice, but who knows? Anyway, here I am, Norman Lovett. You may know me from, well, Red Dwarf I'm famous for, I suppose, or in a cult way. But I've been a stand-up comedian for 34 years now, and that was the job I was doing before I did Red Dwarf, and I will go to my grave being Holly the Computer, I guess. And I'm prepared to be happy and content about that, even though financially I wouldn't say I felt the same way. But no, it's good, it's great. And that's about it from me then. So I hope anyone who hears this comes up to me and says, oh, I heard you on this podcast, and that'll be good, something to look forward to in the future. Good night.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, God. And I do this once a week, so sometimes twice a week. So.
Andy?
Yes, Mike.
Do you know what it is today?
I'm not too sure. What is it?
It's 1 year since we met.
Oh.
No. Happy anniversary, Mr. Wiggles.
Happy anniversary, Nagini. Nagini!
Nagini! Do you know what I've got you for your anniversary?
What's that?
I've got you
a brand new, official Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds branded t-shirt and iPhone case.
Yay!
Yes, that's right.
Funnily enough, I got you exactly the same thing.
Oh, it was like it was planned. It was like it was planned. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be like me and Andy and have your very own Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds branded merchandise, then you know what you got to do. We've been saying it for the last however many fucking episodes. Just send us an email, tell us what you want, and, you know, we'll get it all sorted out for you. You know, we'll send you an email with a PayPal link in it, pay us the monies, we send them to you. It's as simple as Michelin Man, because he's actually a retard. Now, what have we got on the backs of these t-shirts that people can choose from, Andy? Because we got 10 of them. Oh yeah, 10 different varieties.
We have. Let's see, the first one is a phrase you should all know by now, goosh. The next one, he be graveyard dead. Third, they all float down here. You can also get, I'd jizz on that for $1, because I would. You can also, if you've got sexy hands, we've got the shirt for you as well, because you can get that on the back of a shirt, obviously. Duh. You can also get Ghost Hawk. The next one, Mike, you'll have to help me pronounce.
You pronounce it Hyar.
Hyar.
No, that's a pirate.
Hyar.
Okay, well, people who buy it, you can either pretend that it's a pirate going Yar with a cup and a piece of cheese, or you can pretend it's Arnold Schwarzenegger going Yar.
Or, if you prefer Stan Lee to Arnie, you can get Thwippity Thwip.
Oh boy.
Yep. You can also, if you want to show your disdain for the monsters, you can also get No. Why? Either that, or just turn your back to anyone asking you on a date. And finally, because we have been tap dancing on gravel since 2012, we've got that on a shirt too.
Beast.
So, indeed.
Beast. And of course, the iPhone cases come with the official Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds logo on them, as do the fronts of said t-shirts. But you know what, Andy? As we've said many a time, that's not all. Once you've paid your monies and what have you, we get the wheels in motion. We'll send your items out to you. £15 for a t-shirt, £7.50 for an iPhone case, and you also get free, exclusive, owners-only podcast.
Indeed.
Yes. That's right. You buy something, we give you a little something in return. Oh yeah, we're good like that. It's the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds. Wear us on your chest and buy our t-shirts as well. Oh yeah, goosh.
I was about to say, because you love nerds all over your chest.
Nerdgasm!
That'll be the title of our first 50 Nut films.
Nerdgasm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or nerds all over your chest. What?
Goosh on my chest. 6. Just started at number 6, don't even. So people like, where's 1 through 5? Like, you can't find them.
They're secret underground tapes. The only problem is they were taken by the police because they were deemed as snuff. Yeah, that's the problem when you jizz too hard.
I'll blow your head off, bitch!
Problem was, we did.
Oh god, I don't know where the advert ended and the post-credits began. The pre-credits, rather.
I have no idea.
Alright, well, should we do a show then instead?
Yeah, I was gonna say something to you and I've forgotten completely what it was.
Was it M?
Probably not.
Okay.
Though it is now.
Alright. M.
They came like a bolt out of the blue to discuss everything in geekdom. When Andy and Mike get together, it is the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 19 of the Attack of the 50-Foot Nerds podcast. We're a bit bizarre tonight, as you may have noticed from our pre-credits and advert and what have you. But my name is Mike Bell, and with me, as always, is my goose-chested co-host,
Denzel Washington!
Oh my god, there's a man on fire!
I remember watching that film. I got really annoyed because they used the Fear Factory song Edge Crusher in the trailer, and I thought, that means the song's in the movie. It wasn't.
Dude, like, 90% of the time, whatever song they use in the trailer ain't gonna be in the movie.
That's why trailers are shit.
Indeed.
Unless we're commenting on them.
Which we will be doing later. Hey.
Well, will we?
Yes.
It shows how much of the notes I read.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Andy pays attention during this show. So, it's episode 19. And I've got to say, well, I'm surprised we got this far. But on the other hand...
I was going to say, to be fair, I keep looking at it thinking, how have we got this far?
I know.
But this just, every single time it gets to a new week, I'm like, oh god, I've got even more stuff to sift through for a clip show now.
Well...
The good thing is, with all of these, I'm taking clips out as I edit, so
yes,
it's saving me time.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's episode 19. Well, I mean, it's not technically... It is technically episode 19 of the main show, but we've also got our spin-offs. We've had our 2 specials, the Avengers and the quote-unquote Prometheus/Love Games special.
Yeah, we need to do a proper Prometheus special.
We fuck.
We'll wait for it to come out on DVD, and then we can do the special / commentary.
It's out on DVD. Came out this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty certain. Otherwise, my mate's got a pirate copy.
Let's see.
Anyway.
To Amazon.
Well, we've also done a bunch of commentaries in case people haven't listened to them yet. We've done what have we done? Power Rangers, Iron Man, Akira.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hulk. Let's see. The Incredible Hulk. We did that one. What else did we do? We just did Howard the Duck this week. Mm-hmm. That was fun. What else have we done?
Well, it's available for pre-order.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other ones what we've done, but check them out anyway. They're all on our RSS feed or on iTunes or whatever you find our show from reputable resources or unreputable resources, as the case may be. Because I actually found a copy of the show somewhere that it shouldn't have been this week, and I had to, I had to tell the person who uploaded it to get it down because it's copyright us, and they have done.
Where did you find that?
Oh, on an unnamed torrent site. I'm not going to tell anyone because just in case people go looking for it, there's no point. But yeah.
Tell me afterwards.
I will do. So get us from places where it actually matters to our download figures. You know, I mean, there could be 100 people downloading it from somewhere else. We don't see those figures. We don't know 100 people are listening to it. So, you know, come to us.
You know how we would know if people were listening? Email us, you bastards!
Yes! That's what I was just getting onto that. So, yes, if you like the show, if you listen to the show, let us know. We like hearing from you. You know, get in touch with us on our Twitter.
We've only ever had 2 emails so far, and they've both been from Third Nerd and my ex-wife, Zoe.
Yes, but we've also had a bunch of tweets, to be fair. So,
yeah, we have had tweets.
We have had tweets. I saw the cracking one from, what was it, from Debaser.
Oh, from Ben.
Yeah. So that one today, which, well, I'll tell you now, if you want to contact us on Twitter, it's at 50footnerds. Email is 50footnerds@gmail.com. Okay?
Yes,
yeah.
All words.
And obviously like us up on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Attack of the 50footnerds. The tweet that I saw here, it's from Ben Gilbert at Debaser77. It says, thanks to 50-Foot Nerd, I won't be able to think of Ralph Fiennes, Sean Connery, Tony Moore, or even Hitler the same way again. Which was nice. I actually retweeted that because I thought that was very nice of him to say so.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm just glad that people from the population are listening to us, because
yeah,
I know we did get a mention.
Did we?
On the main podcast as well.
Did we
once,
really?
Because I phoned in because I mentioned something about us, and then Nyes goes, oh yeah, Andy's apparently got his own podcast now. Is he allowed to do that? He should have asked permission. I'm like, no. I did consider ringing up. Like putting on a fake, like sad voice, going, "I only wanted to make you happy," and ending with, "You're not my real dad."
Well, I actually joined the Pals on Pages forums this week. Finally managed to do it. Yeah, so we're going to start spreading the word around there a bit more, I think. But enough about the podcast. Don't listen to them. Listen to us, because we're boss.
No, listen to both.
Well, listen, yeah, you can listen to both, I suppose, but don't listen to Attack of the 50-Foot Geek, because he's only got one episode, he's a bitch. So...
I thought we'd forgotten about him.
I'd never forgotten about him. I tweeted him the other day. He put up a tweet saying, "Oh, what should I do? I'm bored." And I went, "Fight us, bitch!"
Nice.
Oh, God, he's a douche. So, yeah, still only done one episode, so fuck him in his fucking geek face. Anyways, so it's about this time when I ask Andy, what have you done this week, Biarge?
Well, apart from work, I had to disassemble my room, and I've just finished reassembling it at Grandma's because...
I built a thermonuclear weapon.
Close. Pipe leaked.
Thermonuclear waste.
Yes. No, basically, a pipe was leaking through the ceiling downstairs. And it turned out that to get to the pipe, the plumber would have to take up the floorboards in my room.
Clever.
So... we had to pull up I had to move my furniture, and then they could pull up all the floorboards and put that back. I think it's fixed, but apparently we're not allowed to use the second light in the living room for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Other than that, I also realised I'm a culinary genius, because I got back here from Mum's house, and I decided to make some food. I was going to make some chili dogs, because I have like a tin of chili con carne and some hot dogs. Now, I couldn't find the tin of chili con carne, so I have no idea. I'm guessing Grandma moved it into the outhouse or something.
The outhouse? What?
Well, I call it the outhouse. It's the sort of additional part of the house which uses
Andy has a pantry.
Yeah.
Oh, the pantry. Welcome to Downton Abbey. My name is Andy Weir.
It's got a shower in it. It can't really be a pantry.
It's pantry cum ensuite.
Apparently. But whatever it is, I'm presuming the tin's in there.
Why is your nan putting tins in the shower?
It's not in the shower. It's next to the shower.
He said it's got a shower in it.
No, there's a...
Andy, it's time to take your nan to work.
No, there's a corridor leading to the shower. Basically, and on the corridor, there's loads of shelves with all food and shit on it. And then in the end room, there's this is going to sound even stupider, but there's a shower and a fridge.
Is there a fake wall with a sign on it that says "Do not touch, care of Joseph Fritzl"? It's a fucking kind of freaky, crazy house of 1,000 corpses are you living in, mate? With your pantry fridge showers.
It's just so we can store everything.
It's like, oh, fancy a cold shower tonight? I'll open the door. Is my Lynx body gel chilled?
The fridge isn't in the shower. The shower isn't in the fridge.
Lovely, refreshing, neat Freon.
There's a commode and a lawnmower in there too.
The bulb's gone. I'd better open the door.
Funnily enough, the outside toilet's in a different compartment.
Oh,
It's really hard to explain what the. It's like where the shed used to be, but the shed's been converted into like some sort of extension of the house.
Oh, so it's just an extension, and that was the word you were looking for.
Well, yeah, but then it's got a pantry.
You started calling it the bathroom pantry.
Well, it has got a shower in there.
Why?
Why? Because Grandma, at one point, she was having problems with her legs and thought she wouldn't be able to get up the stairs.
So she thought, I know, I'll put a shower in the pantry.
It was the only place to put it.
I'll get a stair lift or something. I can't be asked for that. I'm going to go and have a shower where I keep me veg.
There isn't enough room for a stair lift, and besides, the walls aren't structurally safe enough for a stair lift.
Build a lift then.
Eh?
Build a fully working elevator.
I'll just
You
replace
can put it in the microwave. So you said the rest of you can fucking fun house of mirrors and shit. God, I just see this house as being like, you know, in Saw 2, where they open the room and there's pits full of needles and shit. He's trying to unlock one of the doors, you get your eye blown out by a gun on the other side. Welcome to Andy's grandma. You'll never leave.
Funnily enough, the settee does flip back into a revolving table.
This house just gets more and more fucking strange.
That was a joke.
That's better fucking had me. Oh, God. Do you wake up in the morning, there's a tape recorder next to your bed going, hello, Andy, and welcome to Grandma's house.
No, I wake up and the tape recorder's saying, should I open the door?
I got a sweet rec system. That will kill you if you touch it. Welcome to Andy's emo grandma.
Oh, the soul of... If I was poetic, I could say it was the shadow of my former self.
But instead it was just the light cast by the shower fridge.
I still can't get over the shower fridge.
You can't, you fucking live with it.
No, it's just your terminology of it, and it's just your idea.
It just makes me laugh that you could be in the middle of a shower and it's like, I need a drink, and you open the door and get a pint of milk.
Funnily enough, that's what we store in there. Just milk.
But you can get bath milk, can't you? I suppose shower milk was the only logical next step.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. It's just your idea of build a lift. You can push Oh God, we're not going to get very far in this show.
I don't care. This is funny. I told you we were feeling strange tonight, people. Oh God.
Right.
Oh God. Well, that sounded fun.
Yeah. What else have I done?
I killed a man.
Yeah.
It is
No,
face.
I haven't even finished this story. We got completely sidetracked by fucking shower bridges. But yeah. I, well...
I'm not gonna get through the show.
No, we're not, apparently. Oh, Christ. No, so yeah, basically, I wanted to cook something to eat. And I could find the hot dogs, but I couldn't find the chili con carne.
With the tin in the shower.
Because the tin of chili was in the shower or something. Shit.
It was a bit dirty. I thought it needed a wash.
No. So basically, I looked in the cupboard. I was like, right.
What's
me hot dogs
in the fucking cupboard? Skeletor or something.
I don't have a Skeletor in my cupboard. It's right.
Oh man.
But no, I opened it up and I was like, well, I've got hot dogs. I can't find the chili con carne, but I do have korma sauce and tuna. Fuck it.
Oh, you dirty bastard.
I made tuna and hot dog korma. It tastes quite nice. Funnily enough, I have found the pan also is used as a toaster.
What?
That was a joke.
Oh, I was going to say.
I'm just going with your idea of your house is full of weird things.
I was going to say, once you were finished with the pan, did you take it in the shower, soap yourself up and the pan at the same time?
Yep.
You don't use a sponge, you use a scourer on your skin. Get them scourers that are part scourer, part sponge. You just flip it over depending on what you're washing, yourself or the pan.
Yep.
Oh, God.
I can't get the stains off this off the pan. Fuck it, I need a drink of milk.
Oh, God. I don't know where you keep the freezer.
The freezer is actually in the kitchen.
That's normal. You
I
open
never
it.
mentioned it was on top of the oven. No.
You open it and it just goes. Zoo.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like you had a fun day.
Yeah. Busy washing things in my shower fridge.
The shower fridge.
In my bathroom pantry. Funnily enough, I'm accompanied in the living room tonight by a rocking horse and the corpse of a spider.
That sounds like the greatest band ever.
Rocking horse and spider corpse. I'm rocking horse and I'm spider corpse. We are a rock band. I
used to be a spider, and now I am dead. To kick me out over here, I've got 8 legs. I'm on the head and over this horse. He rocks her back and forth because he's a rocking horse. Ow!
Indeed.
Imagine the solo the spider can do with 8 legs.
I was going to say, if you want to imagine that, just listen to some of Buckethead's stuff. He's basically the same thing. He uses like 8 fingers. He does like 8-finger tapping.
How? Does he
How?
mutant hands?
No, he just uses both hands.
No. That's lame.
4 fingers on each hand.
Alright, smart ass.
It's not my fault you can't count.
Quiet you.
You're like, I'm sorry, I'm too busy still thinking of shower fridges to be able to count.
Oh, God, I know what this episode's going to be called. Andy's shower fridge. Well, I went to a wedding over the weekend. I went on Friday night. That was interesting. I got to meet a man who you will probably already heard of. Heard from, rather, from the start of this episode. Yes, I got to meet Norman Lovett, who's Holly on Red Dwarf. Oh, yes. Very nice man. Lot taller than you think he's going to be. But then, to be fair, you only really think of him as a floating head. Yeah, no, he's a really nice chap.
I thought he was a short guy. Anyway.
No, he's quite tall. He's about as tall as... well, Paul was at the wedding as well, and the three of us had a nice chat. Just before Norman went on, he was doing a bit of a set, you see. And, yeah, we had a good old chat before the thing. And, yeah, I grabbed him just before he was leaving and got him to record what you've heard there. It's quite bizarre, but it's good. I enjoyed it. It was a good laugh. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
Yes, it really was, yeah. You haven't heard it yet, so...
no, I haven't.
It's a nice surprise for you when you listen back to this.
When I do.
Yes. Yeah, so that's... And then the next day I was extremely hungover. So that was fun. And it was also exactly the same weekend that I had my daughter, and she's decided she's learned how to whistle. So there's me, head pounding like a motherfucker, and she's like... down my ear. Thanks for that, kid.
Connor hasn't got to that point yet.
Oh, we will.
He doesn't know how to whistle.
He will.
Yeah. So far, when we're messing around in the upstairs, he hasn't figured out what the shower fridge does yet. No, upstairs because I've got all my instruments in my room.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps trying to grab the bass guitars, but now he's figured out that he can actually because I've got a didgeridoo as well. Like I said in the pre-credits clip, it's not as... but he's figured out he can actually get that out from the corner,
right.
Compared to all the guitars and that, which are too heavy for him. So, yeah, he started picking that up, and he still can't use it. He's still just picking it up, putting it to his mouth and going, into it. It's just making that noise rather than actually... because I say, no, you do this, and then I blow into it, and it makes a proper noise.
Yeah.
And he just goes, into it, hoping it does the same thing.
Well,
but I'm not having him till the weekend this weekend because now that Zoe's started uni, he's at nursery 5 days a week. So but it's a good thing I didn't have him today because of the whole floor being taken up upstairs and
locking people into games of death in the shower fridge pantry area.
Yes, exactly. That's what happened to the plumber. He's not actually left yet.
He has to solve an elaborate series of more and more devious.
Where do you put this chili con carne can?
Hello, plumber. Would you like to put pins in your eyes, or would you like to go into the shower fridge? Make your choice.
No, it's like,
hello. You don't know me, but I know you. I just saw you, and this is crazy. But I've got you trapped. Call me, maybe.
I've got you in my trap. Solve it, maybe. First, you must pass the test of the shower fridge. Go! Fight! Oh, I imagine the guy having to box the shower fridge.
Oh.
It's like...
What you said I saw it more as a crystal maze. You said he had a little game he had to do, so...
Oh, what? He's in there having to stack pans and pans and tins in the correct order and then switch the shower on for optimal washing efficiency.
Yeah, and as soon as he drops one, you're like, lock in. No! And you just go, to the crystal dome! And run away. Give the time warp. So.
Let's do the time warp again. Crystal Dome.
There's a fridge to my left. And a shower to right. Put your hands on your head. And put your knees in some pans.
Do what?
I don't know. And it's a scat.
This is my new suit of kitchen armor.
I am frying pan man.
Meet my sidekick, the black glass cabinet.
I'm surprised you can't take your tuna and korma into your grandma and say, cook that! For more references to Cook That, check out the Howard the Duck commentary. As we move in...
All is.
Well, we're going to move into the actual show itself now and start talking about people in geekdom.
Shriek in terror! It's time to discuss people in geekdom.
Okay, right. First up this week, we're going to talk about Bam Margera from Jackass.
He's trapped in my shower fridge.
It's not far off it, you know. As it says this week that police were called into his house
Stuck in the pantry.
Thursday evening just gone when he was woken up, Sleeping Beauty style, from a kiss from a beautiful woman. Although it turns out she'd actually broken into his house. She then stripped off all of her clothes. What are you saying?
Verifying that we don't have anything verifying she was a beautiful woman.
That's very true. Yeah, it says that she stripped off all of her clothes, kissed him, woke him up, and then began to masturbate furiously in front of him.
Yes.
He then phoned the police. So
what?
I assume she wasn't a beautiful woman after all. Because, you wake up, there's a beautiful woman, masturbating furiously in front of you. You goosh it, you know what I mean? You don't call the cops.
There you go. Excuse me, but do you mind if I cook, Dad? You're like, no, you basically go, I see you need loving all over your chest.
God. We're going to that level already, are we?
He's the one going, there's a naked masturbating woman in my room that I don't know. I'll call the police. It's like, no, you jerk off all over her, then call the police.
Well, no, because there's DNA evidence and she could just say you raped her. See?
That's why I have a hidden camera in my room at all times.
So you can spy on the people trapped in there as you put them through your fiendish schemes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, so that's what he was up to this week.
I wonder if I should open the door. Yeah. Bam Margera's a dick.
Speaking of dicks, shall we move on to Dick Grayson?
Oh,
segue, motherfucker, segue. We're talking about Chris O'Donnell now, who was on Access Hollywood Live this week, and he discussed the fact that they were planning on doing a spin-off from Batman and Robin, all about his character, Robin. Although when Batman and Robin was shit and bombed at the box office, the filmmakers just went, nah, I think we'll leave that. Which could have been interesting, because they could have gone down the Nightwing kind of route with him. Because essentially he's wearing the Nightwing costume in Batman and Robin, except for some reason it's red instead of blue. So I mean that could have been interesting. But he also says this week that he was offered the lead role in Men in Black, turned it down before, and then that's how Will Smith got involved.
Huh.
Could you have seen Chris O'Donnell as Agent J?
No, not really.
No.
I was going to say, to be fair, the way that it's written, I don't know if I can picture Chris O'Donnell reading those lines, whereas if it's, unless they modified it for
sure they did.
Will Smith's.
I'm sure they did.
Because I was going to say, well, to be fair, didn't Will Smith improvise half his lines in the first Bad Boys film? Him and Martin Lawrence improvised half of the lines.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's very big on improv and what have you, yeah.
Because I was going to say, half the stuff, like the bit in the first Men in Black where he says to Kay, the difference between you and me, I make this look good. Well, that's totally a Will Smith line.
What would have been interesting is it would have paired Chris O'Donnell back up with Tommy Lee Jones, who played Two-Face in Batman Forever.
That's a fair
and killed his parents.
That's the reason he refused. He's like, I can't do Men in Black. Why? This bitch killed my parents.
Yeah, no, man. He said that. Yeah, I can imagine that fucking the final battle. The bug swallows Agent Ken. And Chris O'Donnell's just like, I'm out of here. That's me, done.
Retribution, bitch.
There we go. Right, next up,
Batman Triumphant.
Yes, that was the fifth movie they tried to get off the ground as well, but after Batman and Robin tanked, they decided not to move forward with it. Well, we're going to talk about.
Oh boy, it's time to talk about me. It's Stan Lee.
And now, Mr. Marvel himself, Stan Lee.
Well, Stan this week seems to have gotten involved with an app game, or game app or whatever, called Verticus. A new app from Moonshark, with Stan Lee announced as Comic-Con, he's going to basically be the voiceover for the game, and it seems to be a character in it as well. Now, looking at it, it seems to be Spacetron versus alien invaders. Essentially, is what it looks like, really.
Yeah, the aliens are called Obliterators.
Oh boy, it's the Obliterators from outer space. They're going to their core.
Yeah, the game itself doesn't look too bad.
No,
The trailer doesn't sell it, though. What they should have done is not had Stan Lee voice the trailer.
Yeah.
Because it's like all dramatic and everything he's reading is serious. But because it's Stan Lee reading it, he's like, "Oh boy, the world's going to end!"
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll put in a little clip of Stan from the trailer here.
The world is in peril. An evil alien race known as the Obliterators has infiltrated the Earth's core, where they're constructing a horrific doomsday device known as the Cosmic Fuse. No weapon or ordinary human has any hope of reaching it in time. Except for our hero. I only have one of these suits.
Okay, so that's Stan being all dramatic and serious and what have you. And what we'll do is we'll find some similarly epic music, and imagine this is me as Stan Lee doing my own trailer. So it's like,
Oh boy, spider friends, aliens are invading from the planet Shmuku, and there's only one man who can take them all on. It's Billy Bob Cheese Whip from the south. And he's come to save the day with his trusty blades of finger for yours. And there he goes, flying high, Excelsior. Oh no, can he take out the bad guys? I just don't know. Thwibbity thwip, spider friends.
My left arm's gone now.
Oh boy, I think I'm dead.
so which one sounds better to you?
Vote now!
Use hashtag Stan Real or Stan Mike. So yeah, we shall see what comes of that. But
someone needs to make a parody character of Stan Lee called Stan Bruce.
Stan Bruce.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Bruce and Lee.
Oh.
Stan Bruce is the karate expert.
Ah, I know Kung Fu. I can kick your head off for 1,000 yards. Hi-ya.
I learned Quack Fu from Howard the Duck.
Oh, God. Hey, yeah, Stan didn't have a cameo in that, did he?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, not surprised. Even he knew to stay away from that shit.
Yeah.
And Stan was in the Ang Lee Hulk movie, so what does that tell you?
Mm.
Well, yes, well, it's time to talk with another one of our friends of the show. It's time to discuss Charlie Sheen. Okay, what's Charlie been up to this week? Well, it seems that Charlie's learned his lesson. It says,
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen has learned not to air his dirty laundry in public. He was interviewed by the Metro, and they asked him what did he learn in the last year, and Charlie Sheen said, "Don't sign up to a 21-act, 33-day tour with no act. Stick to what you know, and don't air your dirty laundry in public. Keep that shit under wraps." Now, basically, as I say, he says he's learned his lesson there, and he's kind of building on that with his new television show, Anger Management. He's kind of trying to rebuild his image. He says, "My legacy could not be what happened at the end of 2.5 Men. There were 6 or 7 years there where I really loved that show, and I was really proud of it. I thought we did some of the best television work in a long time." Clearly, he didn't see anything after Series 2. When it went icky at the end, I couldn't have been the person that I couldn't have that be what everyone remembered. I wanted to do something that was more about me, who I am as a person, as an actor, something that felt more like a warm hug than a snake bite. Fuck off! Charlie, no matter what you're going to do, everyone's going to remember you as the mental winning dude, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a fucking idiot.
Of course he's a fucking idiot. He's Charlie Sheen.
His
dad might be Uncle Ben, but he's fucking Fruit Loop Frank. Oh, yeah. Oh well. Well,
his dad may sell rice, but he is the Boobery Ghost.
God. Captain Crunch, yes.
Even Captain Crunch has more sense than Charlie Sheen, even though his insanity has cost him admiralship.
Oh boy, I'm stuck on my boat on the full of the cereal box forever, don't you know? I've got that crunch. It's crunch-a-munch-alicious.
Quick, somebody stop that vampire.
I need some more crack. Yeah. Should we do a
Let
whiny
me go and talk to the Energizer Bunny.
Should we do some whiny bits, let's?
Can do.
I like penguin. Well, this week's whiny bitch is Hasbro, the toy company, who yes, it's because they're moaning about Transformers: Dark of the Moon, the third in the Transformers franchise, basically saying that they didn't sell any toys because it was the same cast of characters from Transformers 2. It says that's why they're bringing in Transformers 4, and it's going to have an entire new cast of robot characters and a story revolving around these. So don't expect to see Optimus Prime, don't expect to see Bumblebee, don't expect to see Megatron.
You can't have a Transformers movie without Optimus Prime.
Well,
you kind of can.
That's what it's looking like, dude. That's what it's looking like. Well, I mean, he died like 5 minutes into number 2, for God's sakes. So
I was just thinking, actually. So basically, Transformers 4, they're going to do exactly the same as they did with the 1986 cartoon movie.
Yeah,
which was basically have all the old cast and then kill them off 15 minutes into the film just so they can go, right, we're going to launch new toys.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's like, well, Hasbro, I mean, who's this? This is, let's see, Brian Goldner, president of Hasbro, says that Transformers Dark of the Moon did well in the box office, but regarding toy sales, it's the same characters in all 3 movies. That's why Transformers 4 will have a new cast and will be a story revolving around them. So it's basically saying that the kids grew up watching the 3 Transformers films, but they bought the toys in the first film, so they don't want to buy them again.
That's why you don't bring out more versions of like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and shit. You release more of them like Shockwave and Sentinel Prime and the big fucking flying space worm thing and shit like that. That's the stuff I'd want to buy. I still need to buy the Dark of the Moon Shockwave, because as much as that movie was a bit kind of, it was a bit like it didn't help that the first 2/3 of it was fucking Sam Witwicky going, I can't get a job. Why won't anyone let me have my own pantry?
I need a shower fridge and I can't get one because I don't have a job.
It's the whole 2/3 of the first 2/3 of the film is him talking into a tape recorder, going, "This Decepticon invasion is like a baptism. Should I open the door? Oh my God, Soundwave better not be my rack system."
Clank, 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 clank. Is this what dying feels like? I feel the pain, I feel the glory, I feel the darkness, I feel the brightness. Is this heaven, is it hell, is it not? I don't know. Oh, my legs on my head.
I can't go out with that woman. I'm stuck with a 24-karat chest of love.
But Mr. Polo was nice. People who don't listen to Smodcast aren't going to have a clue what we're talking about.
No, they're not.
Oh, well.
Go listen to the doubling episodes. I tried doubling, actually.
Have you tried it?
I got my video camera, and I thought...
Hang on, just to explain for those people who don't listen to Smodcast. The recent episodes of Smodcast, Kevin Smith and Scott Mosier have found Kev's old tape recorder from back when he was about 19 or 20. And basically what he's been doing is stream of consciousness, just speaking into this tape recorder. And they call him Emo Kev, because he's all like, oh, life isn't fair, this, that, and the other. There's a girl coming over, should I open the door, will it even be worth it, blah, blah, blah. And it's to do with the film, what was the film called? I can't remember, Say Something or something like that.
Say Anything.
Say Anything, that's right. And there's a character in that, and who's basically doing that, and the character's name like Dobbs or something, or Dobler.
It's
Dobler. And so it's been dubbed in Smodcast that, you know, just doing that stream of consciousness talking into a tape recorder is called doubling. So that's where that comes from. So you've been doing that this week then, yeah?
Yeah, I basically got the video camera because I had nothing else to record with.
Right.
And before I set off from work back to Sheffield, I basically got my video camera, set it up on the dashboard so it was pointing at me, set it recording, and just started talking into it the entire journey.
Oh, dude. 50 Foot Nerd YouTube site coming soon.
Yeah. I need to do a better one, though, because that one I was just talking random shit, and a couple of things I need to run by you, because I don't know whether I should mention them or not.
Okay.
Because I was just
that
talking about...
you murdered in the South End?
No, although I did get onto stuff that would, if any of my relatives watch, will probably make them feel uncomfortable, because I was like, rappers nowadays, why do they always want women to give them oral, but then they're not willing to give them oral back? Any man who doesn't like the taste of pussy is a dick.
Pussies like the taste of dick, and dicks like the taste of pussies. Ah, yeah. Unless you're gay, at which point, then, it's bumholes for you.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, it was basically just me going like, just complaining about rap music and then complaining about other shit and just talking random crap and stuff for 45 minutes.
Well, if we can, we'll put a little clip in of you dobbling here.
I just like someone to hang out with and fucking watch movies and shit. Because now that I've moved to Sheffield, I don't really have any friends up there. And Daniel, my former housemate and still bandmate, is in York. I need to text him actually this morning and email the fucking thing to find out when I'm actually going to get my house deposit back. And if they're removing anything from what we paid them in order to sort out the garden that they left in a mess when we moved in, but because we didn't have any proof, they're blaming us for it. And same with the holes in the walls, and fucking irritating. But I kind of need that money back because I don't get paid for another week and a bit. And all this travelling is from Sheffield to Halifax and back, or Sheffield to Halifax, then to Huddersfield, and to Halifax to Huddersfield, Halifax, Huddersfield, Halifax, is fucking petrol consuming. Fucking irritating when I have to fill up my tank with petrol every 4 days, especially when each tank of petrol costs like 40 quid.
Oh, we'll be able to. I just need to find a bit where I'm being suitably entertaining.
Okay, we'll put something in. We'll put some.
Yeah, I did comment on the fact that because of how my camera is, I have to put it to prop it up. It had to be at an angle. So at the very beginning, I remember referencing the fact that I looked like the whole thing was going to be shot like I was doing it on the set of Battlefield Earth. Because all the shots in that film are at an angle.
Okay.
So I remember the first thing I said into the camera was something along the lines of, "While you were still learning to spell your name."
I knew you were going to say that. That's your standard stock quote from Battlefield Earth.
Well, yeah. I was going to go with "to be or not to be," but then I realised.
But then
that's
you
not
realised
actually from Battlefield Earth. That's from the Nostalgia Critic review of Battlefield Earth.
Oh wow! Either way, so weird. Boo.
But what?
Do you not listen to Hollywood Babylon, dude?
I need to catch up with that.
Oh, dude, you're missing out on the Gay Ghost.
Oh.
Yeah. Say no more. Well, that's the end of our people in geekdom, so let's move on to the film news.
Thrills and chills abound in movie news.
And this week, I'm extremely pissed off because the first leaked photos this week arrived of the new suit for Reboot Cop. Fucking off, you fucking piece of fucking shitty, fucking wanky bastard, fucking shitty, arsehole, motherfucking fuck of a costume. It just looks, it looks like fucking the power suits from G.I. Joe.
Well, that's what it says in the article.
Fuck off, Reboot Cop. I'm sorry. You know when they say Michael Bay raped my childhood? Right, Michael Bay didn't. Fucking Jose Padilla raped my fucking childhood with this.
I don't know if it was his choice to make the suit like that, though, was it?
Well, he's a director. He would have had, say in the design and everything.
Yeah, but from what he's been saying, he's been going, whenever I give them a decision, they shoot it down.
That's very true, but, I fucking hate it. Looks terrible. Looks absolutely fucking... And I don't know if this one picture, whether or not he's just not got one glove on, but it just looks like he's got one exposed human hand. What's that about?
I think maybe he's just not got the glove on.
Oh, well, because you can't really see very well in the other picture. Oh, no, in the other picture you can see. He's got an exposed human hand there as well. You can just see it. But it looks like the visor lifts back to reveal the full human face as well.
Oh, the article I saw had more pictures of it.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
It didn't have. It had some more of the of him stood in it. So I'll just search
if
it.
You can find them, dude. I mean, the article we're looking at is from Ain't It Cool News, and they're getting pictures from comingsoon.net. I'm just going to check their website just to see if they've got any more of them. No, they've only got those two, from what I can see.
I'll just look in my history.
What?
See, Joel Schumacher, porn.
I mean, it looks fucking horrible. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put pictures up of it on the 50 Foot Nerds Facebook page as well. I'm also going to put the commentary that we do later. I'm going to put the video for that up there as well. So,
because we should probably start doing that.
Start looking out for more content on our Facebook page, because I've realised I have kind of been neglecting it a little bit. But, I just want to fucking...
Aha, Comic Vine.
Hate it.
That's where...
I absolutely hate it. I mean, what's next? Is he going to get the fucking jetpack out from RoboCop 3?
Oh, that reminds me. You know how we were looking at... I've sent you the link, by the way, to the article I got. We were looking on Netflix and stuff for... I was looking on the Love Film app as well that I've got on there, and there's a shit ton of random RoboCop stuff on there, like not just the films. There's what I'm presuming they're from TV show things.
Oh, right, okay. Oh no, these pictures that you sent me they're concept art.
Oh, the bottom ones.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's what it should look like, so I reckon he's probably just got one of the gloves off.
Maybe.
You've got to admit that police car looks pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be set in the year 2028.
Oh, what was the original set in?
The slightly near future.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah. I like films when you get around it that way.
Yeah.
But fucking winds me up, dude. It's just...
Like I was saying to you earlier, if this was a completely new sci-fi thing, rather than a reboot, that suit would be pretty cool for whatever the fuck they were using it for.
It wouldn't bother me, but the fact that
it's the fact
RoboCop.
that it's supposed to be RoboCop.
There's nothing wrong with the original RoboCop costume design. Yeah, you slim it down slightly. Yeah,
I was going to say, make it look a little bit sleeker, I get it, but this looks fucking... Because at least with the old one, it kind of... This one sort of...
The old one seemed like a robot. That's the whole point of RoboCop, is he's supposed to look like a robot. This looks like a man in fucking super body armor. This looks like Batman without the cape.
It's that's why loads of people have been saying it's Iron Man. Because that's pretty much the impression you're getting from it.
It's Iron Cop.
Iron Cop.
Winds me up, dude. I say, he hasn't even got the proper... It doesn't even look like it, at least. He's got the visor, you know? I mean, that's an integral part of RoboCop, is having that slit visor. It's one of the main identifying features of RoboCop's costume, is that helmet with the slit visor.
Yeah,
and this just looks... I mean, the fact that he's supposed to be silvery grey as well. This is black with some blue highlights.
Yeah. Though someone in the comments did have a point, though, which was because he said there was the new RoboCop's having two modes. He's got social mode and the SWAT mode. So maybe this is SWAT mode and social mode looks like the classic one.
No, I doubt it.
But if someone else also said, if they can't even keep the gunmetal grey, why fucking bother?
Exactly. I mean, look at that leg. Look at his legs. Do you really think the gun hides in that leg? No. It just doesn't look plausible like the one in the 80s did. I'm really let down by this. I mean, you've known me since day one of Reboot Cop. I've never been behind it. I've said that the cast is interesting. I've said that the premise, I've just said that it doesn't need to be done. Does not need to be done. And what have they done? They've gone and fucked it up. Two photos, and they fucked it up. I haven't even seen a second of footage of it, just some photographs, and already I know this movie's gonna suck balls. I'm calling it now, like it did with Total Remake.
You sound depressed.
Because RoboCop's one of my favourite movies, dude, and they're fucking the shit out of it. It's like they bent over Alex Murphy and just ass raping him.
I would pay to see that.
Really? Clarence Boddicker fucking, instead of blowing his arm off with a shotgun, he's just raping him.
Why not? It'd just be one of those things that you watch out of morbid fascination, like Terry Wogan fucking a pig.
No, it wasn't Terry Wogan. It was the Prime Minister.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if Terry Wogan did do it, but I mean, watching the Prime Minister fuck a pig as well. Because you said that it was supposed to be Terry Wogan in the original idea. Yeah,
well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, well, we've been over this a number of times now. It just makes me think with this, this whole thing with Kate Middleton, with the topless photos that have come out and everything, and it's just like the public have a morbid fascination to a point. It's like everyone in the UK kind of agrees, even though we've all gone online and we've searched out the photos for ourselves. Everyone's like, it's wrong, it shouldn't be happening, but we'll all look at it. We'll all look at it, and that's exactly the same situation. Like Black Mirror, fucking a pig, we all think it's wrong, we all think it's horrific, but we'll all watch it. And it's car crash mentality. The world has car crash mentality. You see a car crash, you're driving past, you slow down. It's as simple as that. And unfortunately, movies have car crash mentality as well. We all know Reboot Cop's going to suck balls, but we'll all go and see it just to see, just because we have a modicum of hope that it may actually be good, and it won't be.
No.
I know. That's one of the reasons I forced myself to watch Total Remake, because I wanted to believe that there may be something in there, but it sucked the biggest pile of balls ever. I'm losing faith in Hollywood, man, I really am. That's why I watch TV a lot now. I go on Netflix, I'm just watching Mythbusters.
You see, that's why we need to make films.
50 nut films. Coming soon, goosh. Right, what's next?
Oh, indeed.
What's next? Oh, right, okay, we're going to talk about Godzilla, another remake, although it's not a remake.
Godzilla, Godzilla,
It's, in as much as the 1998 version was an American reimagining of Godzilla, this is a
whole lot of fish.
This is another reimagining as well, but this time it's going to be fighting monsters. Like Godzilla,
the way everyone's been talking about this one, it sounds pretty cool.
Plus, it's done by Gareth Edwards, who did Monsters, that movie, which is brilliant. If you ever get a chance to watch that film, and the way it just. Monsters feels more. I mean, the few times that you actually see the creatures in Monsters, they feel a lot more realistic than Godzilla did in the '98 movie. So, I'm cautiously optimistic with this one, in as much as I hope it's going to be good. But again, we're nowhere near filming for this. But our news is that they've given it a release date, which is going to be May 16th, 2014, which is also the same day that the Ninja Alien Turtles comes out. So, check that one out. And also, it looks like it's going to be in 3D as well. Godzilla in 3D? Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. But it's one to keep an eye on, at least. One to keep an eye on. Until we start getting casting and plot information and what have you, I'll reserve judgment for now.
Yeah.
So, right. Next, not really geek news, but I just wanted to cover it. It's been confirmed this week that Adele is definitely going to be singing the theme for the new Bond movie, Skyfall. So I know Bond has his own place in fandom. I know Paul, resident third nerd and Doctor Who guru, is he's a massive James Bond fan. He's getting the 50th anniversary box set that's out next. I think it's in a couple of weeks actually.
Oh, I've just realised. Does that technically, seeing as he's the resident third nerd, does that mean anyone else who joins him we've got to refer to as the fourth nerd now?
No. He's they guest third nerds.
Oh,
yeah.
And he's the actual third.
He's our resident third nerd, yeah. We bring him in to talk about Doctor Who and just general geekdom if he wants to go on for a full show and what have you. He has said he's going to join us for a full show fairly soon. So we'll get that sorted. But, I know he's a big fan of James Bond, so this is one of the reasons I just stuck this in, just a little bit of news for him. and anyone else who likes James Bond in general. So, yeah, there we go. And final piece of news this week is we're going to go for a 50-foot trailer.
Yay!
So we'll have to do a sounder for 50-foot trailers. We do one like almost every week, and we never have a sounder for it. We'll figure something out. We got all the rest for like whiny bits.
It's because all the rest of it have stuff that fits the theme of what we're talking about. With a 50-foot trailer, we can't really fit the theme because it's a trailer for a different movie every week.
Well, I mean,
unless we do something based around trailers.
Yeah, could.
We'll figure something.
We'll figure something out. Anyway, right. So our trailer this week is I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. Kind of appeared out of nowhere on the radar, but it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, the official. Well, I say official. The sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, essentially, back in the 70s, 1974. So we're going to watch the trailer for this now. I've not actually seen this week. Have you watched it, mate?
Nope.
No, I was waiting for the show to watch it. So if everyone gets it ready, if you want to watch it on YouTube, we're watching it on the Film Trailer Zone page on YouTube, but I'll also put the video on the Facebook page again, as I say. So if everyone's ready, then we'll get our videos synced up at 0, and then in 3, 2, 1, play. So it's R-rated. It's a green band trailer, though, so I'm not going to see much in the way of gore.
Lionsgate. Millennium. A van. That's my rig van. Ooh, indeed it is. Wait. I recognise her.
It's always nice to start a trailer with a girl in a bra. So
isn't she the one who's supposed to be a singer who talks all...
I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know anything about this movie. So,
what exactly did Granny do?
What is this? Why is this house? This doesn't look Texas Chainsaw.
No.
Oh, someone's smoking weed. She's down to die. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's got a Fritzl wall like your pantry kitchen.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. I like that thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a nice sink. Oh. Yay!
Cool.
Ooh,
this actually looks pretty awesome.
It doesn't look too bad at all. Oh shit. That's not good.
Oh, one of those shots.
Yes, it's a Dutch zoom, not a Dutch zoom, a contra zoom.
Yeah, something like that. I know they use it a lot in Lord of the Rings. I've been trying to figure out how you do that. It's like you walk back, you pan backwards and zoom in at the same time.
You have to dolly forwards and zoom out at the same time.
Yeah, that's it.
I've done it before.
Yeah, I've tried it before with a video camera.
I know, what's this?
Work.
Exhumed grave?
Huh.
I love that idling sound of a chainsaw. Oh! I want to see this.
Yeah, this actually doesn't look half bad.
You know what, though? Even though I know the Sawyer family are in it,
yeah,
it just looks like it just looks like a Leatherface slasher movie. It doesn't look like there's any more to it.
No.
Mm.
That does look pretty fucking cool.
It doesn't. It doesn't tell us anything more of the plot though, other than that it's a Leatherface.
No.
Mm.
Maybe that's all you need to know.
Well, I'd like it to be a bit more involved than that. I mean, that the original Texas Chainsaw is not a slasher movie. It's a very, I mean, the whole dinner table scene is fucked up beyond belief. To the point where when they were actually filming that, Marilyn Burns, who played the last girl in Texas Chainsaw 1, they filmed all night, and she was just going, all of them were going crazy in there from exhaustion and what have you, but she was saying she had to get out of that room because she actually did feel that at some point one of those guys was actually going to murder her. That's how mental it was getting in there, because they were filming in Texas in the peak of summer, You know, you've got all this fucking animal carcasses and shit all over the room. It stinks to high heaven. And you're shooting all night with no sleep. She's tied to a chair, and they're supposed to be acting crazy. She didn't know if they were acting or whether they were actually going crazy. So, yeah, she got shit scared at one point.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I recognise one of the chicks.
The reason...
She's
I'll say now.
Tanya Raymond.
Is it?
The one who was showing her tits at the beginning of the trailer. I wondered why I recognised her. I thought she looked kind of like that Stacey Solomon or whatever her name is, that singer person,
right?
Or whoever she was. But it's Tanya Raymond, who played Alex Rousseau in Lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let me just go back and double check that.
I thought I recognised her.
So it is. Well, there we go. Yeah, Ben Linus.
Yeah, this actually doesn't look too bad. I'd watch it.
I'm definitely going to check it out. Well, I was going to say the reason why they shot the dinner table scene had to do it over a whole night is because the guy who played the grandpa in that, the like 100-year-old grandpa, he was some young dude who was only like 20 or something like that, but they put all the prosthetics on him and he freaked out. He's like, I can't do anymore. You've got to shoot all of my scenes tonight. I can't wear this. And so they had to shoot the entire dinner table scene. Something that in a regular film would take a good few days. They had to shoot all that in one night because literally he couldn't take it anymore. As soon as they finished filming, he ripped those prosthetics off and said, fuck yous, and walked away.
Okay.
Yeah. So
why didn't they just recast him?
I don't know. It's because they had no money to recast, dude. This thing was shot for like 40p.
Oh, fair point. It would have been shot for less budget than Iron Sky.
Mm-hmm. God, yeah. Well, that's one that we'll keep an eye out on. Yeah, definitely keep an eye out on that one. So, well, in that case, I'm going to move forward now, and well, we're going to hand over to you, sir, and we're going to talk about comics.
Squirm in fear. It's time to talk comics.
Yeah. So, firstly, for comics, I'm going to go back to our resident Marvel guy, Stan Lee.
Oh boy.
Yep. Basically, London Supercon has surprised everyone by netting Stan Lee as the guest of honour.
Surprise by the fans.
Which is impressive, seeing it's their first show, leading many to wonder how they're going to top themselves for 2013. They've also got, let's have a look.
They're going to get Rob Liefeld in, having a fight with Scott.
Everyone. They haven't yet announced a guest of honour for their second year, but the initial lineup for this year, they've got Neil Adams, who best known for runs on Batman and Green Lantern / Green Arrow. Mark Buckingham, who was artist on Miracle Man and Fables. Peter David, writer of The Incredible Hulk for 12 years. Gary Erskine, illustrator of Judge Dredd, The Authority, Hellblazer, and Dundee. Klaus Janson, famous for his work on Daredevil and on Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Bob McLeod, co-creator of the New Mutants. George Perez, best known for Crisis on Infinite Earths and Teen Titans. Matteo Scalera, Marvel artist on Deadpool and Secret Avengers. Roy Thomas, writer of Conan the Barbarian, Avengers, X-Men, and more. And Herb Trimp, mainstay Marvel artist in the 70s and 80s and the co-creator of Wolverine.
Hi there, I'm Herb Trimp. I made this guy with the claws. I sound a little bit like Stan Lee. Oh, boy, no, it's me. I'm Stan Lee. Well, I'm Herb Trimp. We sound very much the same, don't we? Yes, we do.
Oh, God! I'm sorry, looking at the bottom.
There's two of us.
Yes, I've just seen that.
You spotted the same article at the bottom.
We need to talk about this straight away.
Yes, basically, we've both noticed another article. Stan Lee apparently once posed for a naked centerfold.
Oh boy, Spider French. Oh God, this is from a book, Marvel Comics: The Untold Story, written by Sean Howe. He's given us a photo of Stan. I mean, how do you describe this? Oh, this is a photo from 1983 of Stan in the Marvel offices. Jokingly, I really don't know how to describe this. The staff suggested that Stan do a nude photo shoot, and Stan is sprawled across a sofa in the note with only a copy of what seems to be Batman versus the Hulk covering himself. Jesus.
Yeah. According to the update on the actual picture link, though, it said, Stan indeed kept his fire engine red bikini briefs on. Very businesslike, I must add. You'd have thought he did this every day.
Oh boy, by the French.
Yeah.
Oh, right, so the photo, the comic wasn't there on the day, it says here. It says, but they photoshopped it over.
Apparently so.
So, there we go. Well, I'm not going to sleep tonight. What else have you got for us?
Let's have a look. I've got Molly Crabapple. She's cartoonist and comic creator. She is one of the people who got arrested today as an Occupy Wall Street thing was holding a series of peaceful protests around Manhattan's financial district. She basically tweeted that she was tweeting from a police van because she got arrested. Just grabbed off these are her tweets. I'll just read them out.
Okay.
Second one is just grabbed off sidewalk along with everyone else here. One about the arresting officer. Everyone in van just yanked off sidewalk. Police ordered to just start grabbing. Can't wait to draw this. While we were being put into a van, a suit grinned and told the cops, nice work. Everyone in this police van is wicked smart and funny except for the driver.
Okay.
That's fucking stupid. They're doing a peaceful protest and then the police just randomly start arresting people for no reason.
Well, we can only go off what's what this side of the story here. We don't know the other side,
So I'll keep an eye out for this, and then if there's any more of it for next week, then
I'll give us a follow up
on it.
Need be.
Yep.
What else we got?
Now let's see. The next one I've got is retconning Robin out of Teen Titans #1.
Okay.
So basically, in light of San Diego Comic-Con announced,
They're taking Robin out of Teen Titans.
Well, sort of. It says that in light of San Diego Comic-Con announcements by Scott Lobdell that, or Lobdell, or however you pronounce his name, that Tim Drake was never Batman's Robin. It was pointed out that in the comics actually written by Scott Lobdell, he still appeared to have been Robin. At least that's how it was in Teen Titans #1, which, yeah, it is, because in the copy of Teen Titans #1 I've got, Red Robin himself, well, Tim Drake, says, I used to be well known as Robin, the Boy Wonder. No, I didn't come up with that name.
Yeah, they actually got the panel of it on the article.
According to the recent Teen Titans collection, he never was, because the phrase Robin the Boy Wonder has now been amended to Batman's Boy Wonder.
Yeah.
That's not the only change, and in the first Teen Titan issues there are references to a previous iteration of Teen Titans teams, which is basically Red Robin saying, I can't believe I'm thinking this, but this was so the shortest incarnation of the Teen Titans ever. In the book, in the trade, those 3 boxes are not there at all now.
Ooh, weird.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. I don't know why they've done that.
So, well, it looks like DC have got plans for Tim Drake that I mean, already, 52's been going a year, and already they're going against their own continuity.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Oh, God. We're back to normal. Let's just hope that when Marvel Now comes along, they can stick to their continuity a little bit more rigidly.
Fire the spoiler cannon!
Doubt it.
Yeah. Fuck it, they've already killed Professor X off. He'll be back next week, though.
Did they?
Yeah, that's the linchpin that, I mean, as much as we have Flashpoint
the end of
that created New 52 is...
that's the end of Avengers vs. X-Men.
Yeah, the end of Avengers vs. X-Men.
Oh, so spoilers to everyone.
Okay, sorry, we should have set off the spoiler cannon.
I'll just
find that clip for us. Yeah.
I'll just find a clip of the spoiler cannon and stick that in beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you just pop in the spoilers.
Okay, I'll figure something out. The climax to Avengers versus X-Men is Cyclops kills Professor X.
Wait, Cyclops kills him?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know all the details because I've not read the issue. But basically it's Cyclops and Professor X have been butting heads for a while about their ideals for the world and what have you, and Cyclops just basically, says the world's going to be better off without you, and blows them away. And Marvel have said that this death is permanent, but then they said that with Johnny Storm as well, and look what happened there. So. Mm-hmm. So Professor X is dead, and that's going to be the linchpin that launches Marvel now.
I thought he died anyway, seeing as he wasn't at the school anymore.
He dies and comes back, and dies and comes back, and dies and comes back. That's just what he does.
Mm-hmm.
It's Professor X, because 10 is the Roman numeral for how many times he died and come back.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What have we got next?
Grant Morrison.
Oh, Grant Morrison.
Check out his picture.
Okay. I thought you were going to ask me to check out his gravel pit.
No. Have you opened the article yet?
I'm just loading it up now, bleedingcool.com.
I'm just waiting for your reaction to
What the fucking fuck? For those that can't see, Grant Morrison is pictured in just his boxers and a leather jacket, sporting a quite nifty appendix scar.
It's not even boxers, it's a pair of briefs.
Tighty whities.
Yes, with a rather suspicious-looking lump.
Well, you said that, not me, sir.
I'm just suspicious of it. And he's wearing sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
But it's basically Grant Morrison's favourite correspondent, Laura Snedden, wrote a piece for the New Statesman interviewing Grant Morrison, and it's just an article on Bleeding Cool, 6 favourite bits. Basically, gay Batman and Playboy, he mentions. And he said what he said in the book, that you can easily dial up the black leather fetishistic night-dwelling aspects of Batman and the masculinity and get a pretty good gay Batman. But like he said, ultimately, he's not gay because he has no sex life, really. All he is an adventurer. Sometimes they show him with girls, sometimes he never seems to be going out with girls. But they just took off the cool soundbite, which is, Batman is utterly, utterly gay, says Morrison. And he says, that was it, I had to deal with that. People were really fucking mad at me for that one.
Okay, well.
And then, apparently, there was a fan who ate super gods.
What?
Morrison, according to this, he said, Morrison said he cooked it and ate it on the basis that it was my fault that people couldn't find alternative comics in their local comic stores. I was standing in the way, pretending to be the face of alternative comics, and how I actually stood for corporate this or corporate, I'm the man. Again, as I say, I'm a freelance writer. I'm not on staff at any company. But this guy ate the book. And Laura, interviewing him, says that's quite impressive. Grant says back, it certainly is. His shit must have looked like a William Burroughs cut-up.
Okay. Guys, clearly got issues.
Yeah. And then he mentions about the DC...
Hold on. We haven't called him Sir Grant Morrison.
Oh yeah, Sir Grant Morrison. On leaving DC superheroes, he mentions that about disagreements, but they're the things you deal with, problems, the things you solve, etc. It began to feel too unpleasant to work within comic book fan culture, where everyone was mad at you all the time and giving you responsibility for legal cases and things I've got honestly nothing to do with in my life and will shortly have zero connection with. And he basically says a definite sense of the temple being burned down and it was time to run away.
Right, okay.
Some stuff about Watchmen without actually mentioning Watchmen. The one I wanted to bring up was this one about people's expected reactions to his Wonder Woman graphic novel that we mentioned before.
Right.
He said, no, I'm hoping I've really done my research. pauses before continuing. And again, I find a lot of stuff, and I know that it gets me into more trouble. It's just all artificial to me. I don't give a fuck what gender you are or whether you're a worm or a zebra. Honestly, as long as you're friendly and can communicate, that's all I care about. I can understand why you might take certain separatist positions, but I just don't feel that way. So I wanted to deal with that. What happens to eroticism and sex when it's 3,000 years after men? You know, when even the women who've been doing it to one another are bored shitless after 2,500 years. So I think there's something a lot weirder than what people anticipate coming up with this. So basically, by the sounds of it, Grant Morrison has written a Wonder Woman graphic novel where they're all the Amazonians are having sex with animals and trees.
What?
That's what it plays off as to me. It's like, all the men have disappeared, the women are bored with having sex with other women, so either they're going to try and breed men back, or they start going to have sex with horses and centaurs and fucking...
You require Steve Trevor. Bring him to us now. Snoo, snoo.
Precisely.
Yes.
And then on Multiversity and actually mentioning Watchmen, this is the last one where he's saying, "It's my Citizen Kane, this comic. I'm so proud of it. Worked hard to make it worthy of not only its source, but to do all that in 38 pages and in a new way. So it's a big deal, but there's other great ones. Captain Marvel one's great, the Ultra comic, which is the Earth Prime comic. It's going to really freak people out because I've come up with a way. It's a haunted comic." It says the comic will do things to people they will never forget.
Okay.
He says that one will freak people. It's things comics have never ever done before. And comparisons to Watchmen will be hard to escape, particularly in light of the current before Watchmen comics DC are publishing, much to the distaste of Alan Moore, which Morrison replies with, "It's so not like Watchmen. In the places where it is like Watchmen, people will laugh because it's really faithful and respectful at the same time satiric. I don't think people will be upset by it in a way that they've been upset by before Watchmen, which even though it's good, does ultimately seem redundant. You know, it's actually good. I mean, Amanda Connor's stuff is brilliant. I'm really enjoying it. And Darwin Cook's Minutemen is great. The rest of them I'm not so hot on, but they're really nicely written comics. Really quite adult, but kind of redundant." But he talks more about it in the article on the New Statesman, where he's talking about Morrison Con, Frank Quitely's bumheads, apparently, happy, and getting an MBE.
Right.
So he's talking about all sorts of random shit. But I just had to bring it up for the fact that, by the sounds of it, he's having Wonder Woman fucking a tree.
Well, sounds like the new 52's certainly hotting up.
I can cheers on that for $1.
Well, we haven't said that for a while.
No.
Well, there we go.
Both Wonder Woman and the tree. So it's going to cost me $2.
Oh, God. Well, in that case then, if Andy's finished jizzing on trees, we're going to move through now and discuss some Doctor Who.
Hide behind the sofa as we discuss Doctor Who.
Okay, we've only got one piece of Doctor Who news this week before we move over to speak to Paul. What we've got is just the ratings come through on a town called Mercy, which was the Western themed episode for this week, which we're going to be discussing, as I say, shortly. Just says that the overnight figures averaged 6.61 million, which is actually the highest audience figure in over 2 years on Saturday night for Doctor Who. Obviously not counting Christmas specials and what have you, but and obviously that figure will go up once the iPlayers and time adjustments and that kind of thing. So we'll probably looking around about another 1.5 million, 2 million to go on top of that. So it's really, really well done for an episode. I mean, you'll hear my thoughts on it shortly. I mean, just in a few short words there, mate. What did you think about it?
I really liked it. I did think that it was basically Wild West RoboCop.
Right.
By the end. But There was one thing I did notice was there wasn't a music reference this week. I thought maybe it was.
Well, me and Paul have already pre-recorded our section, and we do discuss that in there. So I think that may be a nice little way to get us into that then. So I'm going to hand over to me.
Thanks, me. Okay, so yes, here I am once again with the Doctor Who guru himself.
Guru, I love that. I'm a guru now, am I?
You are the Hooroo, if you will.
I'm the Who. Do you remember they actually did that on Totally Doctor Who?
Did they?
They did that thing I think it was during the first series of Totally Doctor Who. They did a quiz where they brought some unsuspecting little kid in to do basically a Doctor Who quiz. The sort of stuff that basically they were doing on Mastermind on Friday night. And that put them up against somebody, and the winner would be that week's Hooroo.
All right. I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember that. Well, for those of you who aren't familiar with the show for the last few weeks, that is the voice of Paul Griggs, and here's where he tells us, as usual, who he is.
I am the guy who runs the Merseyside local group of Doctor Who fans, and beyond that, I haven't really given much information in the last couple of episodes. So, just by way of a bit more background on Merseyside, obviously there is a big connection with Doctor Who. What with we've got two doctors who have been companions: Tom Baker, Paul McGann. Companions, the late and lovely Liz Sladen, Maureen O'Brien. They're both from Liverpool. Lots and lots of people in front of and behind the scenes have come from Liverpool, and there has been for virtually forever been a really big following of the show on Merseyside in Liverpool. Merseyside local group itself, the earliest recorded meeting was in Picton Library in 1978. So
just around the corner from me mum and dad's house, there.
Right, well, there you go. I mean, we'll be celebrating our 35th anniversary next year in some form or another. There has always been a Merseyside local group, and meetings and people collecting in costumes for
children in need and telethon and what have you in the streets, and conventions. First ever convention I went to as a new minted fan was back in 1990. It was the Nebula convention at the Adelphi Hotel in the middle of Liverpool, and here I am now. Many moons later, actually running self-same group.
Well, just goes to show there, Doctor Who fans, keep at it, and one day you'll have the added pressure of putting together a quiz for each month and what have you.
You too could end up like me, you poor bastard.
Well, we've not got Paul on to discuss, who he is, although, we do like to talk about who he is and what he does and what have you, but at the same time, we've got him on to discuss this week's episode of Doctor Who, which was a town called Mercy.
A town called Mercy, and at least they didn't go with the really obvious title, which obviously would have been a town called Redemption, because that's what the whole story is about. But it's they did exactly what they set out to do, which was take all the Western tropes and drop the Doctor and his companions into it, because you had everything there. It's the proper Western storyline. You've got the man in black, you've got the gunslinger. You've got, somebody with a dark, mysterious past trying to, seek redemption, and in one way, shape, or form gets it. And you've got all the little in-gags as well. So you've got the marshal, and you've got the Undertaker who'll measure you up as soon as you walk into town, just in case your measurements are needed. And quite frankly, all we needed to fill things out was a tart with a heart. But there you go. I think she was there in the background. You just didn't have an actual role in the show.
I suppose you could argue that the Doctor himself was the Clint Eastwood character, the man with no name.
Well, indeed, and I think it's what they've done this week, making things a little bit more complex for the Doctor, because it's an interesting sort of contrast to something we were talking about last week's episode, where basically the Doctor sent Solomon to his death, basically judge, jury, executioner. And he's as Amy says, you've been travelling on your own for too long, and the Doctor was just immediately, as soon as he found out what Carla Jex had done, that was right. You deserve to be kicked out to the mercy of the gunslinger.
Now that also, for me, that also echoed back to when he met Donna again. Is when she says, like, this is what, when you've been traveling alone for too long, you need someone with you. When he meets her at
no, because she was the whole at the end of the Runaway Bride, when she's saying about you need to be traveling with somebody because you are so merciless. You were so merciless, and that was so scary. And he does get like that from.
Well, we saw that at the end of Waters of Mars. He'd been on his own for quite some time. Then what did he do? He was like, right, I'm going to fuck with the laws of time. This is my business.
Yeah, I'm not the survivor. I'm the winner.
Indeed. Accompanied with creepy music.
Yeah, it was really great. And the thing is that because it works, the reason it works so well this week is because as much as Carla Jex had done something objectionable, he wasn't an out-and-out evil person like maybe Davros. Davros is, he is kind of like the flip side of Davros. He's not done anything too different from Davros, but he at least understood the objectionable side of it and was looking for some kind of redemption, was trying to make amends for what he'd done.
Okay, one thing I did notice on this week's episode is the continuing theme. Andy mentioned music last week, but I've noticed there's also a thing where the Doctor seems to be mentioning Christmas in every episode so far.
So far?
When he got to the Dalek Parliament in Asylum, he said, oh, it's Christmas there with the amount of Daleks. And then Planet of the Dinosaurs, not Planet of the Dinosaurs, what am I on there? Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. He said, when Brian was saying about put a trowel on your Christmas list, and the Doctor's like, I've got a Christmas list.
Yeah,
and then this week,
I don't.
Yeah, this week he was saying that he said something about Christmas.
A Christmas list. Well, everything kicks off at Christmas with General Louise. So maybe it's going somewhere. Maybe it's a coincidence.
It's a bloody hell of a coincidence if it's been in 3, well, technically 4 if you count the Christmas special.
Well, yeah. So, you're not the only person to have spotted that. It has to be said. Quite a few people have, made similar comments online. So, it's difficult to say though. Are we seeing patterns where there are none? Is a cigar just a cigar, or is it a sign of Moffat and co being clever again? You just can't tell these days. We're so used to everything since Bad Wolf that we're just looking for it. And
with Bad Wolf though, I didn't even get onto that. I did not recognise the Bad Wolf thing until it was pointed out to me in a newspaper like 2 days before the episode Bad Wolf was due to air. I had not spotted it at all. But then maybe that's because I was working evenings and I had to watch it on catch up and what have you at the time, or VHS as we had back then, as I had to tape it. And watching it back, maybe my brain just didn't click.
Yeah, but I mean, then the following year we had all the Torchwood references.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of snowballed from there. So yeah, it could be one thing, it could be the other. We won't know for sure until we get to the end of the run. So stay tuned, folks.
Christmas could be this year's Amy's Crack and Madden Kavarian slot.
Oh, I'm glad you said that rather than me. That's yes. Merseyside local group. We're not backwards in being rude about things. So
no, never.
Yes, Amy's Crack. It's the joke that just keeps giving and giving.
I won't go any further with that then. Oh gosh.
Let's talk about the cast.
Yes, let's.
And I mean, fantastic to have Ben Browder in, star of Farscape, star of the latter seasons of Stargate SG-1. He's a great character. Amazed he got killed off as early as he did. That I didn't actually see coming, given the high-profile casting of him. He does. You don't immediately think he's going to be a character that they'll kill off. People in New Zealand, you might not want to have heard that, but never mind. And then, I mean, who else is there? I mean, The Undertaker. Did you recognise The Undertaker?
I didn't. I can't say I did.
Gareth Hagan For Doctor Who fans, he was in The Mutants with John Pertwee. He was Kai, so he was the leader of the aliens who were slowly mutating into the monsters,
Right.
who were actually sort of the halfway stage between their humanoid stage and the next stage of evolution when they were big, bright, happy lights.
Okay.
But he's best known. You'll get it when I tell you this. It's Biggs Darklighter from Star Wars: A New Hope.
Fuck off with the moustache.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Eric Hagen.
Well, I never knew that.
There you go.
I
There
never
you go.
knew.
And the uncredited voiceover there, that's Lorelei King, a name that some people may recognise, may not. I mean, I know her. I know the voice mainly from her radio stuff. She did a lot of the Dirk Maggs superhero radio play. So, whenever he did like Superman or Batman or Judge Dredd or Spider-Man or what have you, you can guarantee she's basically part of Dirk Maggs' repertory company for whenever he needs a female American actress voice who can do multiple voices. It's more often than not Lorelei King. So nice to hear her finally doing something in Doctor Who as well. But good bunch of characters. A sympathetic. I'm doing quote marks here. Villain because.
I was going to say about him, the gunslinger himself, played by Andrew Brook, who is probably his best known role, I would say, is probably in Phone Shop, where he plays Ashley.
It's not a show I'm overly familiar with.
I love that show.
Somebody had mentioned Phone Shop, so
I mean, it's a great makeup. Absolutely. I mean, you've got to know what the guy looks like.
For real?
Sorry?
Is he that tall for real?
Pretty much, to be honest with you. He's quite a big guy. I mean, he's I mean, you've got to know the guy out of the makeup, but you can see him under it. But it's still a hell of a job. Still a hell of a job. I was actually looking him up last night after the episode had aired, and it turns out I don't know if they're still going out with each other, but apparently he started going out with Karen Gillan from filming there. Yeah.
Well, there you
Lucky
go.
bastard.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Is your wife not around, sir?
She's upstairs. She's out of the way at the moment, and she is aware that, yes, I'm allowed to like Karen Gillan, just as she's allowed to like, well, far too many people for me to mention. I think Tom Cruise is still top of the list at the moment.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yes, Doctor Who.
I was going to say, just finishing the cast off. I mean, Carla Jax, a sympathetic villain, for want of a better phrase. It's a character that could have just been played very one note, which wouldn't have worked, and it would have made it. It just wouldn't. It would have been a terrible episode. You needed a character who, first of all, didn't look like a stereotypical megalomaniac villain. Because he's not a stereotypical megalomaniac, but then needed to be able to play the shades of grey as well. And
don't say shades of grey while your wife's around.
No. I've only mentioned one so far. I've got another 49 before.
I mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it.
No, it's like the Legend of the Candyman. She doesn't appear unless you say it the requisite number of times.
Fair enough. So I mean,
I was just going to say, writing-wise, it was Toby Whithouse this week who wrote
Being
the
Human,
episode.
of course.
Our beloved Being Human showrunner, which they're in the middle of shooting season 5. So look forward to that. But I mean, the stuff that Toby's written in the past, always had time for his Doctor Who episodes. But just at the risk of repeating myself, I honestly don't think he's a better or worse writer than Chris Chibnall. Whereas, I got so many people who are watching them online, taking the opportunity to go, I'm so glad it was a Toby Whithouse episode this week. and then taking that as an opportunity to have another pop at Chris Chibnall.
But why though? I mean, all 3 episodes we've had this series so far have been belters. I have absolutely loved each one.
And it's Chibbers again next week with the Power of 3. So yeah, and it has to be said the trailer for that one looks a bit special, but I'm sure we'll have a word to say about that at the end.
Yeah, no, we'll come back to A Town Called Mercy shortly, and we'll move on. I believe you've got another exclusive for us this week, sir.
Another exclusive book review, yes, indeed. This one's a bit of a hefty tome, actually. I think it nearly gave the postman a hernia when he dropped it on our doorstep. I've got a book, courtesy of our friends at BBC Books. It's out on the 27th of September, so end of this month. It's Doctor Who, A History of the Universe in 100 Objects. Steve Tribe and James Goss, a couple of names that will be relatively familiar to people who read Doctor Who books. Steve Tribe has written, the sort of back page blur. He's written the behind the scenes stuff on the Target novel re-releases, and he's written things like the TARDIS Handbook and the Dalek Handbook. So he's doing the sort of the side steps to the universe books. And James Goss is probably best remembered. I mean, he writes novels and books and stuff now, but he's I always remember James as the guy who was running the official BBC Doctor Who website, back in the early noughties before the series came back. So that's what I always remember James for. But A History of the Universe in 100 Objects. It's kind of exactly what it says on the tin. It's a really, really pretty book. It's kind of a shame that this is an audio podcast rather than a video podcast, so that because I can't show it to you.
What we'll do is we'll put some pictures. I'm sure there's pictures out there on the internet of it. I'll throw some on the Facebook page so people can take a look at them there.
If anybody's familiar with the Doctor Who DVD files, then some of the material they'll be familiar with already, because some of the artwork in here has been repurposed from that. But basically, starting at what's the first item? So starting at item number 1, the Urns of Crop Tor, circa before time. So that's an item from what was it? The
Before Time.
Yes. No, I'm thinking it's the Satan Pit. That's it. Going through 100 objects and finishing at object 100, obviously, with the year 100 trillion or whatever it is, with the Toclophane, and it's taking in everything from Milo Clancy's toaster to the Doctor's hand to the Mark III travel machine, of course.
AKA the Dalek.
I mean, each of these items has a really nice sort of one-page image to represent it, so some artwork or a cutaway or something, and then it's not just in-universe stuff, so it's not continuity-based stuff. There's about half of each section is how it relates to the Doctor Who fictional universe.
Right.
But there's some of it that deals with the factual stuff in the background as well. So here we go. Okay, randomly coming to item 29, gas mask, 1941. And it gives you sort of background to World War II, and it mentions the whole, the storyline of the empty child, and then you've got a factual bit on how does a gas mask work, right. and then how do you make a gas mask, which is a brief description of how they made the gas masks for the empty child, and it's the first line is with baked bean tins actually.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it turns out that they were having real trouble sourcing real British gas masks because the it turns out the eyeglasses were too wide, and then it also turned out that they were poisonous because they used asbestos in the making of them. So, in the end, when the art department designed them and Millennium Effects made them, the metal rims around the eyes are from empty baked bean tins. There you go. That's information that I learnt from reading a history of the universe in 100 objects. Now, this is the sort of thing that if you bought that for a Doctor Who fan for Christmas, they would really love you. It is that sort of book.
It's essentially the Doctor Who encyclopedia, then, really.
Except that they did that last year. This sits on the shelf nicely next to it. It's the same size format. It's not quite as thick, so it's not quite as heavy. I'm just double checking how many pages is it? It's 256 pages of text and images. So it's a hefty tome, but it's by no means the heftiest that BBC books have put out in recent years. But I suppose it's taking the idea of the encyclopedia and trying to do something a little bit different with it, and being a little bit more entertaining. It is something that you can either sort of dip into, flip through, there's item 23, Kohinoor, I'll read that one today. Or you could quite easily just sit down and start at the beginning and work your way through, which I've been doing the last couple of days. Lots of entertaining stuff, looks very, very pretty. It's cover price, 20 of your Earth pounds.
Sure, they can be found cheaper online or in reputable retailers.
I can only tell you RRP. If it can be found cheaper online, well, other bookshops and sellers of merchandise are available. As I say, published by BBC Books. As always, thanks to them for the review copy. Definite thumbs up here. It's a fantastic book.
Thank you very much for that, then, sir. And long may your continuation with BBC Books continue.
Yes, indeed. Well, hopefully, should have something again for you next week.
Ooh, so check back next time, listeners, for that one. We'll go back to Town Called Mercy then as a bit of a round off to this area of the show then. So again, I mean, we've just mentioned earlier, all 3 episodes so far have been, I say belters. Which of the 3 so far for you has been the most standout?
Standout of the first 3. Interesting. I mean, so Asylum of the Daleks, lots and lots of Daleks. What can you not like about that? Plus, surprise appearance of Jenna Louise Coleman. Then we had last week, dinosaurs on a spaceship. What's not to like about dinosaurs on a spaceship?
Mm-hmm.
And then, this week, the first Doctor Who Western in 45 years, give or take?
Yeah.
And they managed to do it this time without Peter Purvis singing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go for the obvious one, I'm afraid. Asylum is still, they started very, very strongly. So Asylum of the Daleks is my favourite so far, but we've still got 2 weeks to go. So it's anybody's game at the moment.
I mean, so far for me, of these 3, the most well-rounded story so far has been A Town Called Mercy. I mean, I think Asylum, you've got thousands upon thousands of Daleks. You've got the big reveal of Jenna Louise Coleman early and what have you. But if you boil it down, there's not actually that much plot. It's generally just wandering around underground for 40 minutes. You've got.
I don't always need a complicated plot. I just want to be entertained.
That's very true.
And as Michael Caine might say, Daleks, thousands of them. I can live with that.
Yeah.
I'm shallow, so sue me.
So and then we've got dinosaurs on a spaceship, which was really what it said, just dinosaurs on a spaceship. Yeah, you had the whole subplot with dude taking people hostage and all this kind of stuff. But again, as I mentioned last week, that really wasn't needed. I mean, the whole Nefertiti character for me was not needed in that episode. I mean, in terms of, as I say, most well-rounded, I mean, the plot for this, the little twists and turns of, Carla Jackson, what have you, and then his sacrifice at the end, his redemption and what have you. it just, I mean, and again at the end with the gunslinger becoming essentially the new sheriff in town.
Exactly.
It was a great story, great story. So for me, so far, number 3's been the best one. But as you say, we've got 2 more to go. We've got the Power of 3, and then the Angels Take Manhattan. So we shall see.
Yes, with the return of the Unified Intelligence Task Force.
Indeed.
In fact, actually, I'm just very quickly going to go back to the book I was just reviewing, and they do actually have a section in there about UNIT. And they've actually reprinted the letter they got from the United Nations, basically saying, you cannot call it the United Nations Intelligence Task Force, otherwise we will sue your asses.
Fair enough.
So there we go. The real reason they're now called the Unified Intelligence Task Force, it's in the book there. So, but yes, UNIT is back. Everything is good.
Good. Well, we shall look forward to seeing how that plays out next Saturday and having you back on the show to discuss it then, sir.
I'm looking forward to it as well, mate.
Okay, once again, thanks for coming on. And, well, if people want to follow you on Twitter and what have you, let them know.
Yeah, it's at AutomScouser on Twitter. And if you just do a search for the Merseyside Local Group online, it's mogonline.co.uk. We're on Facebook as well. There's a Twitter handle. There's a YouTube channel. We are utterly multimedia these days, so we're not hard to find.
Okay, right. Well, thanks for that then, sir, and I'll see you next week, and I'll hand back over to myself and Andy, and we're going to discuss TV news.
Tremble at the might of the TV section.
Okay, and as I've just said there, we're heading into our TV section, and we've only got 2 pieces of news this week for TV, one of which is about a series we've been keeping an eye on, which is Bates Motel, the Psycho prequel TV series, and Norman Bates has been cast this week. And it seems that Charlie Bucket is going psycho because Freddie Highmore, who played Charlie in the remake with Johnny Depp, has been cast as Norman Bates. And looking at a photo, I mean, it's been a good few years since I've seen the kid. I'm more familiar with him in the Chocolate Factory, but he actually does have a hint of a young Anthony Perkins about him. So I think he seems to be a good actor. So I think that's quite a good choice.
Yeah, sounds like it. It could be fun.
Yeah. It's nothing really in depth, just a bit of casting there. The other story that I've got this week is about Arrow, the Green Arrow TV series there. It's been confirmed that Jeff Johns will be writing an episode starring the Huntress.
Ooh!
I figured you'd have a reaction to that.
I'm sorry, Jeff Johns writing it could be cool, but that's the first I heard it having Huntress in.
Well,
Huntress is awesome.
Well, they've confirmed there are going to be a bunch of cameos throughout the season. Obviously, we know that Deathstrike's going to be in there. We know that... Sorry, did I say Deathstrike? Deathstroke? Whatever.
You said Deathstroke.
Yeah, he's going to be in there. Black Canary's going to be in there.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reading this, and it's like... the Huntress could be a love interest for Oliver Queen. No! Wow. No! You're having Black Canary in there. That's who she's supposed to be.
Well, we just don't know. I mean, I'm a bit worried about how they're going to do Black Canary, at least because they've said there are going to be no superpowers on this show. And as we all know,
how are they...
That's Black Canary's thing. Is she's essentially a female version of Banshee from the X-Men. Yeah, she has vocal powers.
Yes.
We say.
Yeah, the siren shriek thing.
That's right, yeah.
Fire the spoiler cannon!
Which turned out in the New 52, she accidentally killed her husband with that.
Oh, right.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Set off that spoiler cannon again.
Yeah. This was covered a few issues ago, though. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
It mentioned it just before. They got caught up in the Court of Owls thing.
Right. Oh God! Now I'm wondering how that came about that she killed her husband. Goosh.
I don't think it was that.
You never know.
Just looking at an advert. The advert for Arrow.
Yeah.
I do like the music.
I've not bothered. I'm not bothered.
Dun, 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 dun. It's got guitars in it, so I would be pleased. I'm just looking.
No.
I don't know. It seems a bit.
Yeah. No, if you're gonna have a Green Arrow TV show, just call it Green fucking Arrow. Simple as. Did you ever read the script for Supermax, the Green Arrow movie?
No.
I don't know if I've mentioned that on the show, because I've read it. Basically what it is there's the supervillain prison, Supermax, and at the beginning of the movie, Green Arrow gets arrested. Basically, he's been convicted for a crime he didn't commit, and he gets sent off to Supermax prison. And you have all cameos in there from like.
He makes his way as a soldier of fortune.
You have all cameos from like the Joker and Lex Luthor and Two-Face, and basically the whole like DC villain canon is in there. And Supermax is split up into like 4 different sections. I think it's there's a section for people who don't have any powers. But are extremely skilled, such as Green Arrow. Then you have your wing for mentals, like the Joker. Then you've got your wing for extreme superpowers, which like Clayface is in there and stuff. And then you've got your geniuses, which is like Lex Luthor's in there and what have you, and like the Riddler and what have you. And they all have to wear different jumpsuits to differentiate. But it's all about basically Green Arrow comes to a truce with a bunch of villains. They're low-level villains, like proper like D-listers in the DC universe, and basically says, look, it's essentially Prison Break but with DC characters. It's all about Green Arrow and these dudes having to break out of the world's most unbreakable prison. So, and I read the script, and it's fucking brilliant. And how they haven't made this movie, I've no idea. Because it's just so good. It cost a lot of money to do, but it's so good. But seeing as DC can't seem to get their act together with any movies at the moment, don't expect to be seeing anything anytime soon. Only got Man of Steel. And that's not till next summer.
No.
Well, there we go. I just wanted to get that off my chest anyway. So, with that then, we shall move into our final section, which, as we all know, as we all love, it's Any Other Business.
Any Other Business.
And the first piece of Any Other Business this week is possibly one of my favourite pieces of news I've ever had in my life. Is Google, the search engine that we all adore, has incorporated the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game into its search engine.
Yeah, I'm just trying it now.
Yeah. If you type in on Google, if you type in bacon number, okay, the words bacon number, and then write in any actor that you can think of, it will tell you the Kevin Bacon number, how many degrees away they are. So, say for example, let's go for.
I just put in Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
He's only 2 degrees away from Kevin Bacon.
I'm not surprised.
How the fuck? Because Charlie Chaplin and Tippi Hedren appeared in A Countess from Hong Kong. Tippi Hedren and Kevin Bacon appeared in James Mansfield's car.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of really, like, underground actors.
Okay, I've just put in Jeffrey Combs, and Jeffrey Combs is 2. Jeffrey Combs and Denise Richards appeared in Edmund, and Denise Richards and Kevin Bacon appeared in Wild Things. Who's a really obscure actor you can think of?
That's what I'm trying to.
Let's see. I know, I've got my Evil Dead 2 poster above my bed here, so let's go with Cassie Wesley. Let's see if she's in there. She played, oh god, what was her name? She was, Bobby Joe in Evil Dead 2. Cassie Wesley, got married and changed her name to Cassie de Paiva, apparently. De Paiva, whatever. She has a Bacon number of 3. She and Bruce Campbell appeared in Evil Dead 2. Bruce Campbell and Spencer Treat Clark appeared in Double Jeopardy, and Spencer Treat Clark and Kevin Bacon appeared in Mystic River. Fucking hell.
Let's have a look.
So there's no point going for anyone in Evil Dead 2 because they've all connected to Bruce Campbell.
Let's see, Miranda July.
Who's that?
She does a load of like bizarre, like, art films and stuff. And, like, she did a film called The Future and one called Me and You and Everyone We Know. She's like a performance artist and stuff. I'm just going to try her. Let's see. Miranda July. 3! Miranda July and John Hawkes appeared in Me and You and Everyone We Know. John Hawkes and Chris Penn appeared in Rush Hour. Chris Penn and Kevin Bacon appeared in Footloose.
God damn, man. I honestly can't. I mean, I've just tried Jenna Jameson. She's got a number of 2. Jenna Jameson and James Hong appeared in How to Make Love to a Woman, and James Hong and Kevin Bacon appeared in R.I.P.D., which isn't actually out yet.
Let's have a look.
God damn, dude. It's difficult. We'll do one more and then we'll move on.
The League of Obscure British Actors.
Okay. Right, I've got one.
Okay.
I'm looking up Cesar Romero, who played the Joker. Fuck, he's got a number of 2. Cesar Romero and Noah Wiley appeared in The Lust in the Dust, and Noah Wiley and Kevin Bacon appeared in A Few Good Men.
Christ's sake.
Fucking hell.
Try Norman Lovett. 3. Norman Lovett and Chris Thomas appeared in Evil Aliens. Chris Thomas and David Alan Grier appeared in Laughapalooza number 2. David Alan Grier and Kevin Bacon appeared in The Woodsman.
God damn. Everyone is connected to Kevin Bacon. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, we'll move on then. If you want to try it, then, as I say, go to Google, type in...
I just tried to break it by putting in Kevin Bacon number, but it just says 0.
Yeah, of course. Well, I remember his wife from way back in episode 1, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a hell of a Bacon number. So yeah, if you want to try that, type in Bacon number and then the name of any actor. And if you can find an actor who's got 6 or more, which is going to be impossible, let us know. You know what to get in touch with us. Moving on then is we've got a follow up on a story that we covered last week. Do you remember the Chinese man in Sri Lanka who swallowed a diamond?
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out the diamond was fake. It says the police arrested 32-year-old Chow Wan after he was spotted swallowing the 1.5 carat diamond by a stall over in Sri Lankan jewellery show. He's then given laxatives. However, upon inspecting the recovered diamond, the National Gem and Jewellery Authority ascertained that it was fake and had no financial value, leaving the real diamond unaccounted for. It says that investigators are now looking for another Chinese man who was with Chu and is believed to have the real diamond. So the plot thickens. Although with his laxatives that he's taken, his shit doesn't. Indeed. What have we got next then? It says that Ryan Buckman, 26 years of age, was weighed 22 stone recently. Then he decided to create his own diet and exercise regime and lost 10 stone. He gave up alcohol, stopped going for romantic meals in a bid to shed the weight. He then celebrated reaching his target by completing a half marathon, and then he was dumped by his girlfriend. He's now gone on to become a PE teacher, and now has a relationship with a new teacher called Kimberly. He says... Yeah, indeed. He says that his ex didn't like the attention that he got when he lost all the weight. It pushed them apart, and it was sad at the time. But after meeting Kim, his life feels perfect. She's helped him put the calorie counting into perspective, and he's gained a few pounds to look healthier. So it's all turned out well for this guy. So,
indeed.
So, well done, former Chubbs. Anyway.
Give us a secret, man!
Subway sandwiches and AIDS. There's a reference.
That one was for Demonica.
Yes. Next article then is I love this story when I read it, and I thought I've got to say it, considering what we've had a couple of weeks back. It says 3 men in a Delhi airport have been arrested by customs after they found monkeys in their pants.
It's all right. They're wearing trilbies.
I talked to them from the university. I thought it'd be fine. Customs officers became suspicious during a frisk search when they spotted a bulge in one man's underwear. Oh yeah, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, know what I mean? Say no more.
10p price.
Oh yeah, goosh. Upon inspection, they found that 2 of the group were carrying lorises hidden in pouches in their pants. Lorises being the type of monkey. It says the Metro reports that the men were heading to Dubai and that once one of the smuggled primates measured 7 inches in length.
Oh, aye.
Another was found in a bin outside the airport after the group dumped it and they realised they could not carry it. The monkeys, which are native to India and Sri Lanka, are now in the care of the People for Animals group and are said to be in okay but deteriorating condition. So, fingers crossed the monkeys pull through. Don't know how well you'd be feeling though if some dude's catch you in his kecks on a 3-hour flight.
Yeah, it's better than putting owls down your pants. I wondered why you called him Hedwig.
Oh, yeah.
Another Ross Noble reference there.
Well, I'm going to take it even creepier, and we're going to go out on this story now.
Oh, God.
I'm just going to read this word for word, because this is fucking weird. A woman identified as Tracy, as, well, actually, no, I won't read it word for word. I'll just read exactly what's happened. It says, she's a mother of 5, and she told TV station WCNC that she just finished putting her children to bed when she heard an animal-like noise in the attic. After hearing the sound, Tracy said, all the nails just popped out of the ceiling over her bed, just like bing, bing, bing. She then sent her older sons and her adult nephew into the attic, where they found her ex-boyfriend who had recently been released from prison. The man escaped before the police arrived, but is believed to have been living in the attic for a few weeks, as he had left behind several cups of feces and urine. He'd been watching Tracy through the air vent in her bedroom. The man is yet to be found. Holy fuck.
I'm putting creepy music behind that.
I hoped you would. If you wouldn't, then I would.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. That's I mean, imagine that.
The next morning, she found she woke up and found herself in a shower fridge.
In a shower fridge.
Hello, Tracy. I'm out of prison now. It's up to you. You can either wash yourself with the body gel or open and use the carrot from the shower fridge. Make your choice.
Once you escape, you need to leave through the microwave elevator.
I know what our outro music is this week. It's got to be the theme from Saw.
Yes.
Well, on that bombshell then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it there for this week. I'd like to thank Paul Griggs for coming on once again as our resident Doctor Who Third Nerd. And if you want to get in touch with him, he's at AutonScouser on Twitter, also at MLG Online, or you can visit the MLG website, which is mlgonline.co.uk. And if you want to join us, head down to the Cross Keys pub in Liverpool, first Saturday of every month, around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon for an MLG meeting. If you want to contact us via the show, you can get us on our Twitter, which is at 50footnerds, or our individual accounts, mine being at Mike G. Bell.
Mine's Bolts of Extoff.
Email us anything you want, except for spam. That's 50footnerds@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out and like our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Attack of the 50 Foot Nerds. I'll be putting up the Robocop pictures from there, and also a couple of YouTube links from the show. In that case, then, all that's left to say is my name is the Creepy Man in the Attic.
My name's Tobin Bell.
Geek out, Naginis.
If you've enjoyed the nerddom in your ears, then please follow us on Twitter at 50footnerds, or email us anything except spam at 50footnerds@gmail.com.
Yeah. I just checked. Apparently the plumber didn't get out.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to clean that vice up.
Yeah. He got stuck halfway between the shower fridge and the bathroom pantry.
Right.
The good thing is he did find where Sexy went.
Ah, okay.
So that's good.
Well, I thought Justin Timberlake was bringing it back.
Apparently he gave it to the plumber.
I'm sure he did, Goosh.
Mm.
Okay.
Speaking of giving it, that shower I've actually fucked Zoe in quite a few times.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed.
Indeed.
I'm going to include this clip in the show.
Oh, God. Post-credits clip.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to think of a place in this house where we haven't had sex.
In the Fritzl room?
That didn't exist at the time.
Oh, right. Okay.
The kitchen. That's about it.
I'll do it. I've fucked people in kitchens.
Oh, I fucked her in a kitchen before, just not the one at Grandma's house.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Shall we go on then?
Yes. Enjoy that clip, Zoe.
Okay.